A truck, the symbol of her independence, turns Jenna's life upside down. Sabotage, danger, and a hidden enemy. In this video, you'll witness Jenna's fight and the truth unveiled. Ready? This story will leave you speechless.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Enigma Files. Let's get started.
Jenna's truck had been her faithful companion for years. It wasn't just a vehicle, it was the lifeblood of her small delivery business, a sturdy symbol of her independence and a treasured inheritance from her father, who had taught her how to fix an engine and stand on her own 2 feet. The truck kept her world turning, hauling supplies, running countryside routes, and providing her livelihood. But lately, that reliable friend had morphed into a relentless source of trouble. It started with small hiccups, a strange rattle in the engine, a tire blowing out on a quiet road. Then the breakdowns grew worse. One rainy night, the engine seized up, stranding her miles from home. Another time, 2 tires gave out in rapid succession, leaving her fuming on the roadside as a tow truck took hours to arrive. Each incident eroded her patience and her savings. Jenna blamed it on bad luck and the wear of time until the night everything changed. It was a chilly autumn evening, the sky streaked with the deep hues of a fading sunset, when her truck sputtered its last breath just outside a small diner on the edge of town. She was close to home, but the darkening road and eerie stillness left her feeling vulnerable. With a frustrated sigh, she grabbed her jacket and trudged toward the diner, its flickering neon sign a beacon in the twilight. Inside, the air was thick with the comforting aroma of sizzling burgers and freshly baked pies. The diner was modest checkered floors, red vinyl booths, a jukebox humming faintly in the corner, but it radiated warmth. Behind the counter stood Hank, the chef and owner, a grizzled man with kind eyes and a knack for making strangers feel like regulars. Jenna slid onto a stool, ordered a coffee, and let the warmth of the mug soothe her cold hands and frayed nerves. Hank noticed her slumped shoulders and furrowed brow. "Rough day?" he asked, flipping a burger with practiced ease. "You could say that," Jenna replied, her voice heavy. She spilled her troubles, the truck's endless failures, the stranded nights, the mounting repair bills. Hank listened, nodding thoughtfully, his eyes sharp with interest. "You know," he said, wiping his hands on his apron, "I used to be a mechanic before I took up cooking. Mind if I take a look at that truck of yours? Might save you a two." Jenna blinked, caught off guard by the offer. "Really? I'd owe you one." Hank waved her off with a grin. "Finish your coffee, I'll meet you out there." As she waited, Jenna watched Hank work the grill, his movements steady and sure. There was something reassuring about him, a quiet strength that reminded her of her father. When he joined her outside, he popped the truck's hood and got to work, his hands moving with the confidence of someone who'd spent years under engines. After a few minutes, Hank straightened, his face etched with a seriousness that made Jenna's stomach twist. "This isn't just mechanical trouble," he said, his voice low. "Someone's been tampering with your truck." Jenna's breath caught. "What?" Hank pointed to a hose, its cut edge too clean to be accidental. "This was sliced deliberately, and here," he said, holding up a spark plug. "This has been swapped for a faulty one. Someone's been sabotaging you, Jenna, and they've been at it for a while." Her mind reeled. Who would do that? Why? Hank's gaze was steady, probing. "That's what we need to figure out. But first, let's get this running so you're not stuck here all night." As Hank patched up the truck, Jenna's thoughts spiraled. Competitors, she had a few in her delivery business, but sabotage seemed extreme. A disgruntled client, unlikely. Then a name surfaced, unbidden, Mark, her ex-husband. He resented her keeping the truck and the business after their divorce, pressuring her to sell it all and split the profits he felt entitled to. Despite walking out on her, could he be this vindictive? The truck roared to life, snapping her from her thoughts. Hank dusted off his hands. "She get you home, but be careful. This isn't over." Jenna thanked him, but as she drove away, a chill settled in her bones. Someone was targeting her, and the trucker lifeline was their weapon. Over the next few days, Jenna couldn't shake the unease. She felt eyes on her, though she saw no one. Then, during a late-night delivery, the truck failed again, this time spectacularly. The brakes faltered on a steep hill, sending her careening toward a ditch. She wrestled the wheel, heart pounding, and barely stopped in time. A tow truck hauled it to a mechanic, who confirmed Hank's suspicions. The brake lines had been tampered with. This wasn't just sabotage, it was attempted murder. Fury replaced her fear. She marched back to the diner, where Hank was wiping down the counter after the lunch rush. The place buzzed with chatter, but his eyes locked on her the moment she walked in. It happened again, she said, her voice trembling with rage. The brakes, I almost didn't make it. Hank's jaw tightened. This is beyond serious now. We've got to stop this. How? Jenna asked, desperation creeping in. Hank leaned closer, his voice a conspiratorial whisper. You mentioned your ex-husband. What's his story? Jenna exhaled sharply. Mark. He hated that I kept the truck and the business. Wanted me to sell everything after the divorce. Said I couldn't handle it alone. I told him no, it's mine. My dad's legacy. He's been bitter ever since. Hank nodded, piecing it together. Motives there, but we need proof. You think it's him? She asked, her pulse quickening. Could be. Hank said, let's set a trap. Catch him in the act. Jenna hesitated. A trap? We park the truck somewhere isolated, make it look like you're gone, and watch. If he's behind it, he won't resist. It was risky, but Jenna was done being a victim. Let's do it. They chose a secluded lot near the edge of town, parked the truck, and rigged a hidden camera. Jenna spread word she'd be out of town, then waited with Hank in his beat-up pickup, parked out of sight. The first 2 nights were quiet, the camera showing nothing but shadows. On the third, it happened. A hooded figure emerged from the darkness, tools glinting in their hand. Jenna's breath hitched as they approached the truck, moving with purpose. The figure knelt, working quickly, but a streetlight caught their face as they turned. Jenna's blood ran cold. Mark, she hissed. Hank gripped her arm. We've got him. The camera's rolling. She watched, fury building as Mark tampered with the engine. When he finished, he slipped away, oblivious to the lens that had captured his every move. Hank urged her to go straight to the police, but Jenna needed more. She needed to see Mark's face when he realized he'd lost. Against Hank's protests, she drove to his house, the footage burning a hole in her pocket. Mark opened the door, bleary-eyed and surprised. Jenna, what's this about? She held up her phone, voice steady despite her shaking hands. I know what you've been doing. I have proof. His face paled. I don't know what you're talking about. She played the video. Mark's figure clear under the streetlight, tools in hand. His excuses died mid-sentence, his shoulders slumping. I just wanted you to give it up, he muttered. That truck, the business, it's holding you back. No, Jenna snapped. It's my life. You don't get to take it from me. She left him there, defeated, and headed to the police with the evidence. Mark faced charges sabotage, attempted harm, and Jenna secured a restraining order. The truck was hers, free and clear. Back at the diner, Hank greeted her with a nod. How'd it go? He's done, Jenna said, a weight lifting from her chest. Police have the footage. I'm pressing charges. Hank smiled. You're tougher than you look. Proud of you. Jenna glanced around the diner, its worn boots, its steady hum. Couldn't have done it without you. This place, it's more than just a diner now. Hank chuckled, sliding a slice of pie her way. On the house, you've earned it. As she savored the pie, Jenna felt a quiet triumph. Her truck was fixed, her enemy unmasked, and in Hank, she'd found an unexpected ally. The road ahead was hers to claim, and she'd never let anyone take it away again.